Guys, I have missed you. Hello, my YouTube friends. It is good to see you. Happy Friday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And welcome back to the show. Now, today, I want to talk about what I believe the expectational order flow is on Bitcoin. Now, I want to preface by saying that I am not predicting that any of this is happening, or this has to happen, or it has to do this, okay? But this is kind of what I'm seeing right now, okay? It makes sense in my head, and so I thought I would share it with you. And as always, shouts out to the Nexus. All right, so let's talk about what's on the screen. Let's talk about sex, baby. All right, let's talk about it, okay? So we had a scam. First of all, we're in a massive bull market, okay? You don't need me to tell you that. Whatever. We had a scam wick going on. Fine. I just spat all over my monitor. Fine. We had the big scam wick a couple days ago. People were hitting me up on Twitter. Geo, what's going on? What's going on? What now? We got a couple things going on right now. First things first, as of this moment in time, I do not care about anything to the left of this line. Am I recording? Yes, I am. To the left of this line. I don't care. Anything here, don't care about. Any shorts we have, we're going to try to tackle this. Any longs we have, we're going to try to tackle this. Okay? Simple as that. So all I care about is what's on the screen right now. Okay? Now that we got that out of the way, beautiful. What do I think is coming up for the corn? Allow me to explain, okay? Let's start from left to right. We had this big scam wick going on, okay? We had a very big scam wick. We know that. Now, technically, when you SFP like you have here, you will find your way back to the swing point that failed to make a new low or high, in this case, low. So what I mean by that is your structure on Bitcoin, on the higher term time frames, now just try to follow along here, okay? Your structure is, when I say try to follow along, it's because I'm combining different time frames, but I'm still just on the 30-minute time frame. Anyways, what do we have? We have low, we have, well, we're going to skip this. That's what I mean by combining. We have high, we have low, we have high, and then we have low SFP, okay? So this SFP automatically makes this high, which is the all-time high, my target. Now, when I say, let's try to decipher what the expectational order flow is, I'm trying to figure out, how do we get to this high? We already have it in our mind that we're bullish because of this wick. Now, things can change. Remember, nothing's gonna happen forever, but nothing's gonna happen for certain, rather. But we're bullish because of this wick. Okay, we're bullish because of the wick. But how do we get there? Do we have to go up there right now because of that? No, we don't. And that's what I want to discuss, okay? So we have a yellow. We're gonna mark it in colors. We have a yellow SFP going on from here, okay? And we are within the confinements of our yellow range. You see this? This is my yellow range, yellow SFP. The target is the yellow high. However, we have another range going on right now. We have a range within a range, which is the blue, okay? Now, this short position that we've been in for a couple days now, okay, since Thursday, what's today, Friday, so since yesterday, this was drawn out prior to the price the price action developing, okay? Understand that when I come up with my plan, I come up with where my points of interest are, what I'm looking for, what my confirmations are, and how I'm going to get out. Where are my take profits? Where are my stop losses? Where's my invalidation, okay? So this was drawn to potentially tackle 85K. And as we know, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to try to tackle 85K with any short we can. And we're going to try to tackle the all-time high with any long we can, obviously. Because we have a lot of liquidity below and we are in a bull market. So, up works, okay? So something interesting happened a couple days ago upon the creation of this short idea, the actual trigger of it, let's just say, okay? And I want to go over what happened because this is very, very important. This is so important that everyone understands that you don't need to come to the order flow objective right away. And that's what this video is for, okay? So we had this scam wick, and we know that this is an important point. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start pulling our structure from this scam point to figure out what the heck is going on and how did we get here, okay? We're going to keep it kosher, baby. And to do that, we're going to use our blue market structure, okay? So we're all on the same page. Now, so the yellow, we already figured it out. Okay, we already figured out the target is up here. Now we're focusing on the blue. So erase the yellow from your mind. What's the plan? We have, once again, I'm going to be combining time frames. We have low. We have high. By the way, I'm on the treadmill because your boy has gotten fat and I'm on vacation in the next 2 months and I need to get back to it, and enough is enough, okay? Anyways, low, high, that was the ADHD. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. This higher high is very important because just as you SFP'd the low on the yellow, meaning that the high is your target, your technical target, you have now SFP'd the more internal structure in light blue. Okay? This is important. When you SFP one side, your target becomes the other side, and we do not need to come to the yellow, the bigger order flow objective. We don't need to come to that right away. Okay? There are things that can stop you in the way, which is typically how ranges form. You range forever because things are created as price action develops. Okay? So, why is this guy important? Or this guy, rather. This blue SFP is of grave importance for two reasons right now. Number one, it hit the 4-hour order block, aka the point of interest that we were watching for. It hit it perfectly, but it didn't just hit it, it reacted from it. Remember, when you have a point of interest, you are basically trying to set the odds in your favor. You're trying to have an edge. And when you can see movement coming out of that, you obviously know that that is a strong point of interest. We can only speculate where the market makers will try to run plays from, okay? But when they actually do the play from there upon confirmation, that's how you know that you were right with your analysis. Sometimes you have levels and they just get completely blown through. Fine, okay? Fine. We had a big reaction come out of here. Okay, in fact, 3% reaction. It's not bad, not bad. But this SFP is important because it took the high, it swept the liquidity, okay, after this big dump that we had, and then it hit the last point of interest until the all-time high, and it had a pretty decent rejection from it. Now, this rejection is important because now this rejection confirms this order block. Geo, what are you talking about? Let's go through with it on a new color, okay? What color should we do? Answer in the comments below. We're going to go with green. Did you answer green? Well, if you did, you were correct. Okay, so we know that the blue SFP'd, and we know that based on the blue SFP target, your target becomes the low, which is, by the way, equal lows. I probably should have mentioned that. So we have equal lows where we can come back to on Bitcoin. Easy target, easy liquidity. And we SFP'd the high. But your SFP is not actually confirmed until you flip structure. And that's what this green market structure is going to be. Okay? So let's draw it out. What do you have from the low to the high? We're going to skip the stuff that's not important. You have low. You have high. You have low. We're going to skip some stuff here. Now you have high. Now you have low. We're on the 30-minute time frame. Now you have high. Now you have low. Now you have, this is not really that important, but whatever. Higher high, lower low, but your lower low was an SFP, which means your target becomes the high, just like we're doing right now. Okay. It's not a higher high. It was actually this high, but whatever. It's the same. It's basically equal highs. It's the same thing. So SFP the low on the green, and then now you just SFP'd the low on, or SFP'd the high, okay? Which lines up with the blue SFP. So this was a double SFP. Now this is where the price gets important, okay? Right here. Ready? Boom. Right there. Because you broke bearish on this SFP. So you confirm the SFP, okay? This is very important. Pay attention. You confirm the SFP. The SFP is confirmed. What does that even mean? What is confirming the SFP? What does that even mean? What that means is you're not just confirming an SFP. You are confirming that this order block is likely to hold, and you are likely going to be targeting your order flow objective from this order block, okay? because you had that bearish break of structure. So we're going to erase this just so we can, be good here. Okay. So what are we seeing now? Well, now you're going to look for reconfirmations within your point of interest. The reconfirmation, I'm going to make it green so we can also, actually we'll make it red. Okay. This is the area of interest. This is our point of interest here. Remember, the confirmation of your structure flip is telling you, right? This BOS, the structure flip here, change of character, as the cool kids say, is telling you that this zone is going to hold. Okay. Now, this is the reconfirmation here. If we come on a smaller term time frame, we are watching to see structure here break. And when this structure breaks here, this is called a reconfirmation. You are essentially reconfirming the idea that this block is going to hold. The only difference is now when you reconfirm it, let's just say we do something like this. You take the high again and then you take the low. This confirms that this order block is going to hold, meaning you don't need to actually keep your stop loss way up here. You can keep your stop loss above this high if you want, or you can take the riskier approach and put it here. Okay? This is all expectational order flow. And this is why, guys, I say when you know where price is going, okay? Whenever you know where price is going, this is when the game just becomes get the highest risk to reward possible. Okay? And for the most part, nothing's going to stop it. And so that's why today's pump threw off a lot of people, but it didn't throw off myself or the Nexus because we were watching for these zones. I know that the expectational order flow, and listen, guys, I'm going to say this, okay? The ideas are valid until they're not. Sometimes the ideas are, they're completely wrong and you get blown through and you're like, what the hell? And you got to go back and reanalyze. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. What I'm saying is that this is my plan. This is what makes sense based on what I'm seeing in the charts, okay? If they don't go for it, they don't go for it. I did not think that they were going to come all the way back up here today. Now, we were prepared for it, but I didn't think that they were going to, okay? So when I see a reconfirmation up here, then I'm already thinking, okay, we have our confirmation, we have our SFP, we hit the last point of interest, we had a double SFP, we confirmed it with structure, and now we're getting the extreme reconfirmation. At the same time, you have this liquidity below that you could run, and you have equal lows on the low. This is a beautiful expectational order flow target for us to be targeting over the next few days. Everybody and their mother's bullish, whatever. Okay? So why do I have this guy drawn? And what could we get out of here potentially? Well, if you're in the Nexus, you know, sometimes when I have my positions with zero like targets like this, it's because I don't know how structure is going to look at the time that we get there. Remember, this original yellow position, when I drew it, this, like, none of this was even developed. I drew this position when we were way back here. Like, way back here is when I drew this position, this 4-hour position. So, obviously, things are subject to change, right? But why do I have these positions? Why do I have this big yellow one next to it? And why is this one, not even a target? If you were to now, let's just play make-believe here for a moment. If we do end up breaking down over the weekend or early next week or whatever the case is, you now have a higher time frame break of structure from left to right. So you're really breaking stuff at this point. If this order block, which is valid, if this order block decides to produce any move, it could hypothetically just be a move to mitigate this range-based, the new range-based supply, to then send price down lower. The reason that this position is here is because we need to understand, number one, you could get a scalp off of it, but it would just be a scalp. And number two, I don't know where the target's going to be yet because I don't know how the structure is going to form yet, just like I didn't know how the structure was going to form when I drew this for the Nexus. So I got, based on what I'm seeing right now, if I see a better reconfirmation, it's even better. Okay, I'm already in, but I'm watching it. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Okay, I'm very well aware of how Market Cipher looks right now. So I'm watching for that. If we shoot straight down, great. We called it. We knew it. We saw the liquidity. We had the equal lows. We did the reconfirmation, you know, we did the whole dance. If we don't, then perhaps we do this, and then you go pop, 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 and then we get another short out of it. We'll long this upon a confirmation, and then we'll short this upon a confirmation down to here, and then we can start talking about the big boy. Why is this one in yellow? Well, we know, like I said in the beginning, that your expectational order flow on the macro is bullish because you have this wick. So, and the blue is bearish because you have this SFP. So you're in the middle. You're just ranging. This is typical range behavior. So there's two places where this price action, where the idea, the expectational order flow, let's just, again, we're going to play make-believe here. Don't come at me in the comments. Let's pretend like the blue plays out. Let's just pretend like 94K, 94.1 gets hit before we come up to this line. Let's just pretend in this hypothetical crazy world. Geo, you fucking perma-bear. Let's pretend, okay? There's two places where our prophecy here can come true for the idea that this SFP is going to, like the final expectational order flow from this range, from the data that we have presented so far, is to hit this high. There is SFPing the blue low, which is your target based on that SFP. Okay, if you SFP this, then guess what? Your new SFP target is back up to here. And guess what? There's nothing going on between here and here anymore because this guy has been, say it with me, mitigated, 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 mitigated. So that's option A. That's why we have a golden long there, because this guy might take us to infinity and beyond. Shouts out to Buzz. The second place is if you SFP this low. Because if you SFP this low, then, which you're allowed to do, and actually, the fans of the channel know that that is potentially called an accumulation. If you SFP that low, then you're probably going to come to the high again. And just like how if you were to SFP the blue low, there was nothing else between here, like between here and here. There's nothing in this wick. There is nothing between this low and this low. So if you don't SFP this low, you're coming down to here. And if you don't SFP this low, that's where we can start talking about 85K. Okay? Just to bring this part of the chart back from the grave, because in the beginning I said I don't care about it. But that's why I'm saying all longs we're trying to take to 100K plus. Or, well, we're at 100K plus now. Habit. And all shorts, we're trying to take it down to 85K. Could this idea of the yellow SFP fail? Absolutely. And we're watching it. And we're updating you in the Nexus every day. Could the idea of the blue SFP fail and we don't come here and we just go to the high? Absolutely. Yes, it can. But that's why we're watching and we're updating every day in the Nexus. All right. Now I want to give you the final nail in the coffin for my kind of idea here in this very disgusting looking Bitcoin range. Bitcoin's got no chill when it's above 100K. All right. I want to talk about this guy. I have never in my life drawn a channel. Never, ever, ever. However, Kenny in the Nexus had just given a video update talking about a channel. And so I thought I would piggyback off of him, which actually led me to the idea of making this video for the public YouTube. So you can thank Kenny for this video in the comments down below. Thank you, Kenny. What is the nail in the coffin here? We're in a channel. Fine. We have the 2 points. Fine. We have the scam wick. Fine. If we turn back our TA and the whole narrative that we built, this idea of coming down to the blue, let's just again play make-believe and say that it happens within the next couple days. It will remain in line with this channel idea being respected in this very aggressive bull market that we have been having as of late. Am I open to the idea of going to 100K and beyond? Apps or habits? Yes, I am. Do I like the idea of coming up to like 108? Yes, I do. Do I like the idea of 108 being a significant multi-month, perhaps 2 or 3 month top before we get a massive 30 to 40 to 50% correction? Ooh, give it to me, baby. I love it. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. We need to analyze each range like we did here and follow the expectational order flow. So if this happens, great. If it doesn't, I am sorry to have entertained you on a Friday night for 20 minutes and 51 seconds. But that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right now. And I'm not making any predictions. I'm not saying the blue one is going to play out for sure. And the yellow one's going to play out. And we're super bearish and we're super bullish. Not saying any of that. But what I am saying is that when I see the confirmations that I want to see, don't hate me if I pull the trigger against what you're seeing. Because that's not the way that I trade. I trade like this. I'm a very technical trader. And I build the narrative and I build the picture. I paint the picture and the picture makes sense. If the picture don't make sense, then I don't paint the picture. I don't look at the picture. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm seeing right now on Bitcoin. If you like the content, make sure to hit the like button. If you loved it, make sure to hit the subscribe button with the notification bell. I will be, I know I keep saying this, but it's a busy time, man. Making my return on YouTube every day. But for now, I kind of like my little man cave, aka the Nexus. If you are interested in joining the Nexus, which is the VIP Discord, where I give multiple video updates per day, multiple updates per day, I do this kind of analysis every day. Then make sure to join. The link is in the description down below. My friends, have an amazing weekend. And that is all she wrote.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?